And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Molly Pope.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention. I got so brave, drink in hand, lost my discretion. It's not what I'm used to, just wanna try you on. I'm curious for you, caught my attention. I kissed a girl and I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I liked it. No, I don't even know your name. Shh, it doesn't matter. You're my experimental game. Just human nature. It's not what good girls do, not how they should behave. My head gets so confused, hard to obey. I kissed a girl and I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it. Ladies and ladies, I am the titular, the eponymous Molly Pope. No, oh please, if it's not genuine and spontaneous, just, it's okay. I have a truly charming story about how I met Jim Gavin, but seeing as I am going first, I'm not going to stop the show cold yet. If you'd like to hear the story, please see me after the show, and I will tell you. It involves poor baby Bree, so you know we're keeping it in the family this evening. Again, so if you want to hear that story, speak to me later. But I am here to be shot out of a cannon, as I often am at the top of a show. Very good at that. I'm very good at openings of all kinds. Legs, hearts, minds, anything of that variety. And I am singing, I believe this was the first song that Jim ever heard me sing at the Zipper Factory in 2008. And it seemed only right to revisit that, especially in light of the fact that I'm the first of a bevy of phenomenal ladies who will be gracing the stage this evening. So, give me a second to find the note for the bridge. Us girls, we are so magical. Soft skin, red lips, so kissable. Hard to resist, so touchable. Too good to deny it. Ain't no big deal, it's innocent. I kissed a girl and I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I liked it. Thank you, Ross Patterson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for this evening, Mr. Bernie Fershpan.
Good evening, everybody. That was Molly Pope. Molly Pope. And our musical director, Mr. Ross Patterson. Well, I want to welcome everybody to this fabulous evening. Hello, Christine. I'm so happy you're here. Well, what beautiful faces, beautiful people here tonight for such a wonderful person that we're going to be celebrating, we're going to be saluting to. I'm just so thrilled that all of you are all here. Wow, what an intro. I don't know if I can follow that, let me tell you.
Have you kissed a girl?
I have. I have not kissed a boy, though. My son. I kissed my son. But in a family way, you know. I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you for joining me on this beautiful night, Tuesday, May the 17th, 2016, for our monthly series we call This Is Your Night at the world capital of cabaret, the Metropolitan Room. Go ahead, you can applaud now. That's usually what happens. We need cue cards here, I think. I'm Bernie Fershpan, and I'll be hosting this evening, and we'll be honoring an exceptional individual. Yeah. That's right. You, at least one person agrees. This Is Your Night is based on a classic premise and profiles a guest honoree who has contributed in some significant way to the New York City entertainment scene and beyond. They're behind-the-scenes maestros, teachers, producers, photographers, promoters, authors, reviewers, all in this entertainment business that we're all involved in. Without them, the artists we love and admire wouldn't have an opportunity for a stage or have learned to perfect their craft. These unsung enablers of great talent get their long-awaited due right here at the Metropolitan Room. The selection process is made by recommendations from leaders in the entertainment field. The honoree receives a gift from the Metropolitan Room in addition to this wonderful show in recognition of their tireless dedication and hard work. The tribute features a lineup of entertainment professionals, family, and friends who will share stories, song, and comedy about their experiences with the honoree. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're saluting an individual with one of the most impressive records of contribution to the entertainment industry, as well as a steadfast supporter of cabaret, jazz, and live entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your night, James Gavin. Christopher Loudon of McLean's is quoted with saying, Gavin numbers among the rare breed of biographers capable of tremendous style and substance, meticulous about detail and accuracy, yet blessed with exceptional storytelling, élan. That's a French word for style. Right, JP? I didn't hear right. Manhattan born and a graduate of Fordham University. Isn't he cute? Wasn't he cute? Look at him. Look at little James. That's little James. He was Manhattan born and graduate of Fordham University. Gavin is a much published freelance journalist. Aside from the New York Times, he has written for Vanity Fair, Time Out New York, The Daily Beast, The Jazz Times, and many more. His subjects have included Elizabeth Taylor, Frank Sinatra, John Lennon, John F. Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, Mae West, Edith Piaf, Karen Carpenter, and many, many more. Gavin's 2015 feature for the Jazz Times, The Gates of the Underworld Inside Slug's Saloon, jazz's most notorious nightclub, earned his second ASCAP, ready for this, Deems Taylor Virgil Thompson Award. That's a mouthful. He has contributed liner notes of over 500 CDs. His essay for the GRP box set, Ella Fitzgerald, the legendary Decca Records, was nominated for a Grammy Award. Gavin has made hundreds of radio appearances, including multiple interviews on NPR, BBC, Australia's ABC network. He has been seen on Today's Show, Good Morning America, and PBS NewsHour, and that's all before he was 12 years old. And he still looks like he's in his teens. Since 2011, he has toured as a narrator, host, and author of Stormy Weather, The Life and Music of Lena Horne, a show that stars former Supreme Mary Wilson. Called a killer biographer in The Hollywood Reporter, James Gavin is the author of 4 acclaimed books and dozens of New York Times features. He is a worldwide public speaker, a Grammy nominee, and a recipient of 2 ASCAP, get this, Deems Taylor Virgil Thompson Awards. Again, a mouthful. For excellence in music journalism in her New York Times review of his most recent book, Is That All There Is? The Strange Life of Peggy Lee, Anita Gates called Gavin's biography eminently readable, fascinating, suspenseful, musically detailed, and insightful. The Hollywood Reporter's Tim Appello chose it as one of the top 10 books of 2014. Another book, his previous book, Stormy Weather, The Life of Lena Horne, was termed magnificent, gripping, marvelously written by Liz Smith, who added, "It may be one of the best biographies about show business, race, love, sex, and music ever written." Now check this out. Oprah Winfrey chose it as one of the top 25 summer reads. How many here have been chosen by Oprah as a read? That'll never happen to me. On May 12th, 2010, Los Angeles District Councilman Bernard C. Parks honored Gavin with a proclamation from the city that had made Horne famous. That makes me the second Bernard to honor you. In the New York Times, David Hadju described Gavin's Deep in a Dream, The Long Night of Chet Baker, as almost unbearably vivid. The Hollywood Reporter proclaimed it as a landmark in entertainment biography. Gavin's first book, Intimate Nights, The Golden Age of New York Cabaret. You're going to have to add an addendum about the Metropolitan Room. Won Gavin his first, here we go again, ASCAP, Deems Taylor Virgil Thompson Award. I need some water, please. Along with raves from Liz Smith, John S. Wilson of the New York Times vividly reported Etched in Acid, and Gerald Nachman of the San Francisco Chronicle, Wild and Wistful, a remarkably informed, insightful, definitive look at Manhattan's nightlife. Now, James has worked with greats like Jean Moreau, Dixie Carter, Carol Burnett. I was just kidding. Thanks, honey. That's Joanne Frischpan, by the way. She always takes care of me. I mean, I was just a suggestion, but thank you, honey. She's amazing. Okay, we'll cut this part out of the video. Let's see. Polly Bergen, Joan Baez, Margaret Whiting, Jonathan Winters. I'm a huge fan of Jonathan Winters. Mark Murphy, and so many, many more. Tonight we've got a dozen of top-level chanteuses who will help me salute James Gavin. So let's get the ball rolling, shall we? I'd like to invite up to the stage one of Chet Baker's bassists. Please welcome to the stage John Burr. Our next guest has made her television debut on The Dean Martin Show in 1969 when she was just 16 years old. Later that year, she made her first album for Decca Records. When she came to the Metropolitan Room in 2013, Karen had been off the scene for many years. We're so glad she's back. Please bring her up to the stage, the wonderful, the magnificent Karen Wyman.
everyone. Okay, I am delighted that James asked me to be here tonight, and I just want to tell you a little story. Okay, I remember going on Facebook. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I still don't know. And the first response I got was from this guy, James Gavin, that said, I'll never forget his words, "Be still my heart." I said, somebody remembered me. I wasn't dead after all. Anyway, I'm delighted to be here. And James asked me to sing this song. It was a song that I recorded on my Decca record album, One Together, and it was written by Paul McCartney, and it's called Junk. Handlebars, bicycles for two, sentimental jamboree, parachutes and army boots, sleeping bags for two, sentimental jamboree. Says the sign in the shop window. Why? Says the junk in the yard. La da da, la da la la, la da la da la. Parachutes and army boots, sleeping bags for two, sentimental jamboree. Boy, boy, says the sign in the shop window. Why? Says the junk in the yard. La da la la la, la da la la la, for two.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Karen Wyman. She has been a respected member of the jazz world since the 1960s. In the words of Stan Getz, she's as good as they come. Please welcome to the stage Carol Fredette.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here to honor our friend, our companion, our believer and lover of music. James Gavin, always there supporting, loving, giving. And I'm really happy that this night came together for him. I'd like to do a song that Jim asked me to do. As we all know, he wrote that terrific book on the life of Peggy Lee, and he asked me to do a song that was identified with Peggy, that Peggy had done, and was a pretty big hit for her. So here we go. wash out 44 pair of socks and have them hanging on the line. I can starch on 2 dozen shirts for you can count from 1 to 9. I got a great big scooper full of lard from the drippings can. Drop it in the skillet, do my shopping, and be back before it melts in the pan. 'Cause I'm a woman, better believe it. WOMAN, I'll say it again. Well, I can rub and scrub till this old house is shining like a dime. Grease the car, feed the baby, and powder my nose at the same time. Well, I can get all dressed up and go out and swing till 4 a.m. and then lay down at 5, jump up at 6, then watch me do it again. 'Cause I'm a woman, WOMAN, I'll say it again. Well, if you come to me sickly, you know I'm gonna make you well. If you come to me all hexed up, you know I'll break the spell. If you come to me hungry, I'm gonna fill you full of grits. If it's loving you're missing, I'll kiss you and give you the shivering fits. And I will. WOMAN, I'll say it again. If you come to me sickly, you know I'll make you well. If you come to me hexed up, I'll break the spell. If you come to me hungry, gonna fill you full of some more grits. If it's loving, missing, kiss you, give you the shivering fits. We'll do it one more time. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again. I can stretch a greenback dollar from here to kingdom come. I can do my shopping, play the numbers, and still end up with some. I got a $20 gold piece, says there ain't nothing I can't do. I can make a dress out of a feed bag, and I can make a man. I can make a man out of you. 'Cause I'm a woman. WOMAN, I'll say it again. 'Cause I'm a woman. WOMAN, and that's all. Thank you.
Carol Fredette, ladies
you.
and gentlemen. She has won 6 MAC Awards, 2 Bistro Awards, and a Nightlife Award. Her new album, Busy Being Free, is earning raves. She is Barbara Fasano.
Thank you. Where are you, Jim? There you are, honey. I just want to say that it's really not fair for one person to be so talented as our James Gavin is, because he is such a great writer and he's such a great thinker. And what I like best about him is that he's a great eater. And I just want to say, honey, there are more kale salads in your future, I promise. I was honored to have Jim scribe the very elegant liner notes for my latest record. And this is a song from that album, a tune written by the wonderful Jimmy Webb. Life begins and spirits rise, and they become memories that vaporize, and the vapor becomes the dreams we devise. And while we are dreaming, time flies. Night turns to dawn and dreams to sighs, and sighs change to sweet love that never dies, and love becomes laughter and lullabies. And while we are dreaming, time flies. While we are dreaming, we meet and exchange conversations routinely, and nothing seems strange. But when we awake, there's a sense of unease that another night's gone just as quick as you please. Night turns to dawn, and then to bright skies, and bright skies to picnics on warm Julys, to deep umber autumn and winter goodbyes. And while we are dreaming, time flies.
Barbara Fasano.
Thank you so much.
Our next performer was proclaimed the First Lady of Country Music by the Fayetteville, Arkansas Gazette. Her last album, On My Knees, was the runaway smash hit of the 2010 We Love Christian Music Awards. In a rare New York appearance, please welcome Tammy Faye Starlight.
Thank you. You're in my way. Oh, this is just like a man going up and down when you least expect it. Anyway, speaking of men, we are here to honor Mr. James Gavin tonight. And my name is Tammy Faye Starlight, that's spelled L-I-T-E, just like the adjective. And I am from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the state of Alabama. And we are so pleased to be here. We are so happy that we were here in New York City when, because my guitar player, and your name, no, it's not, it's completely irrelevant. But anyway, he and I have been traveling for the past 16 years. spreading the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. And we are now on our Soul Harvest 2016 tour. That's Soul Harvest 2K16, sponsored by Tommy Hilfiger in association with the NRA. So we could give a big hand to Wayne LaPierre. And thank you. And I know that it's a very charged atmosphere right now, what with all the political goings on. And Jim, I know, he has only ladies performing tonight. I mean, aside from this. And I know that's because he is a fan of that scruffy little Jew Bernie Sanders, and he wants to make sure that the women know that Bernie has their back, so to speak. Not quite as much as Trump has their back. And Mr. Trump, again, I'm with Paul Ryan. I'm waiting to see exactly what he will do and what he will say and how much he loves Jesus. I'm still not over Mr. Cruz's pulling out, so to speak, because that's happened to me with Ted. He pulled out. Anyway, I won't speak much longer, but Mr. Trump has had problems, especially recently with that New York Times article about how he treats women. And I think that he treats women very well because most of the time, women, the Christian chain of command is God, man, dog, woman. A woman is on the bottom, right? A woman is on the bottom, and that's why they call them missionaries. But I understand that women they have dreams and aspirations, and they want to do things. They want to, be president. And if you want to vote for that shrill harridan, go right ahead. But, where I come from in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the state of Alabama, the women don't have it. They're not as sophisticated as y'all. They're not, they don't have these, the chic little, kind of Williamsburg-style glasses that you have with a scarf so casually draped around your neck like a keffiyeh to show that you're in sympathy with the Palestinians, which means you're left-wing, and that gives you a lot of credence in this room. And they're not sharp like this beautiful young lady here with her bow tie and her very hip little, prescription aviator tinted shades. Yes, did you mention George Will? He's been on my shit list, but sorry, did I say that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Blasphemed. It's just the Percocet I got. Prince didn't have a will, but I did know where a lot of it was stashed. Anyway, speaking of which, but the women, they don't have these things. They don't have their high-end designers, like they don't wear the DKNY, and they don't carry their children around on a leash, and they walk around, and I know what it's like to be, to have the heartaches that a woman feels, because I'm on my 6th husband. I've lost I've lost 5 husbands, either through divorce or NASCAR. And the husband I'm with right now, Timmy Ray Starlight, I hope we stay together, because if we get divorced, family reunions will be very awkward, because he's not only my husband, he's also my brother. But anyway, there are women in the South and in other parts of these 48 contiguous United States that have said, I've given up my life for my man, which is, as Steve Harvey told me to do, to subjugate myself before my man, like a eunuch, to Cleopatra, but the other way around. And so, but I had dreams. I wanted to be something. And I've done all these things for my husband. He's given me no gratitude. I mean, it's like when I'm cleaning up the trailer when Timmy, the Percocet again, this is good. But anyway, Timmy Ray is out on a night with Mr. Jack Daniels and Mr. Samuel Adams and Mr. Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I'm cleaning up the trailer, and I'm chasing after a 6 children, well, 5 if you count the Siamese twins as one. We count them as one. They're a unit. They're joined at the cheek. And I'm frying up the chicken fried steak, and I'm spraying on the Channel 5, to give myself the odor of love. And Timmy Ray comes in, and after a night with Mr. Jack Daniels and Mr. Samuel Adams, Mr. Pabst Blue Ribbon, ladies, and some of you gentlemen know that it ain't gonna be Easter, is it? Jesus ain't gonna rise on that day. That's right. So that's when I have to bring out the baseball bat, the Louisville Slugger, to give myself a Saturday night. And so, anyway, that's the brief way of saying what this song is about. And thank you. And it's in the key of A for abortion. So will you start it off? Well, I'm sitting on the sofa, sipping strawberry wine, waiting for a man who is never on time. The pork chops are cold and my panties are dry. I roll me a joint and I try to get high. Well, it's just before daylight when he stumbles in, reeking of cigarettes, perfume, and gin. He calls to me, honey, hey, how about a kiss? Then he whips out his dick and takes a 3-minute piss. And he tries not to spray me, but he says, oops, I missed. And I wonder, did I shave my vagina for this? Thank you. On the day that he met me, I was green as the spring. I was young and naive, I didn't know anything, but it taught me about all them birds and them bees. And I lapped up his honey while I was down on my knees. He said he'd give me the world when he asked me to wed, but his world was a trailer and an old Murphy bed. Now he's always out drinking or getting head from some whore. I'm still on my knees, but I'm scrubbing the floor. And is this what those older folks call wedded bliss? Oh, I wonder, did I shave my vagina for this? Well, our love was the sweetest that I've ever known. I was just like a puppy chowing down on his bone. But when he looked at my pussy, he didn't like what was there. So I took out my razor and scraped off all my hair. Well, it's Saturday night and I'm watching the tube while he goes off to shave off another girl's pubes. I scalp the fur off my beaver just to give him his kicks. Now I'm yesterday's news and I ain't worth a lick. It's so hard satisfying a man who's obsessed. And I wonder, oh, it's the last time, sing it with me, it'll sound so much better if you do. Did I shave my vagina for this? Thank y'all so much, Mr. Jim Gavin, thank y'all. That's Richard Faraday on my guitar. Thank y'all so much.
Ladies and ladies, that was Tammy Faye's Starlight. Our next performer was a longtime American in Paris. Some of you may have seen her a few years back in the hit off-Broadway revival of Jacques Brel is alive and well and living in Paris. Charles Isherwood of The Times wrote, "To hear her sing Brel in the original French and with her heart-stirring transparency is to experience his art in its purest and most persuasive form." Please welcome to the stage Gay Marshall.
Hi, I think that you know, being that I'm going to sing some French, I think it fits in really well with Tammy Faye's number. It's good order. Where's James? I know he's over in this area. Hello, James. James, you are so beloved. Yes. You're so beloved. And I am gonna tell you how we met, because it's the only time that I can think of in my whole life that I didn't mind that the mail was late. And I'm telling you, really late, because I got a note that James wrote me 6 months after he wrote it. He came to see Jacques Brel. Do you remember that? Yes. He came to see, no, not Jacques Brel, I mean James. Do you remember that? He sent me this gorgeous note in, I guess, like the beginning of March, and I got it in July. Suddenly there was this on my dressing table, and it just made more than my day. And so I felt I must call him. He must think I'm just so apathetic and so jaded. He writes me this gorgeous note, and I don't respond. So I called him up, and that was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I feel like I've been really enriched by our relationship, because we laugh about all things French, do we not? And I've been introduced to so many wonderful performers, and he's made me rethink a lot of opinions that I kind of was pretty locked into. And I'm just so grateful to be here tonight with these magnificent women who are performing. Thank you, James. So James asked me to sing a song from Jacques Brel, and I'm going to sing part of it in French and part of it in English, and it's called Carousel. And I thought that instead of translating for you guys, I thought that this really explains the French version. As you can see, it's kind of an equation to find true love. Here we have, the valse, it's called La Valse à 1000 temps. So that's a waltz in 1,000 time, which is, James, it just reminds me of all those times we've discussed quantum physics, for example. And we go from 3 to 4 to 20 to 100 to 1,000. And as you can see, at 1,000, we find true love. That's when it's at true love, okay? Detail from the waltz in 1,000 time, that those of you who are familiar with it, it's really for those of you who aren't. And so that equation was magnificently simplified in the English version to this, which is sort of up, down, and around carousel. Okay? Now, I'll just add one more thing, which is that, well, you can tell I'm not an artist, but James, I stretched my capabilities for you. It's very often, when you see it in English, this confused me, it's often interpreted, especially at the end, kind of like this. Can you see? It's It's kind of a nervous breakdown sort of feeling. But honestly, the original French is really much more along these lines of, oh my goodness, I love Paris. Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up, you know, because everybody seems to fall apart at the end. And I do contest this particular interpretation. So now, with the magnificent efforts of Mr. Ross Patterson, and John Burr, we are going to do this wonderful, wonderful song by Jacques Brel. It's quite long, it's quite repetitive, so I thought we'd do it very slowly. Au premier temps de la valse, toute seule, tu souris déjà. Au premier temps de la valse, je suis seule, mais je t'aperçois. Et Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre émoi. Et Paris qui bat la mesure, murmure tout bas. Une valse à trois temps qui s'offre encore le temps, qui s'offre encore le temps de s'offrir des détours du côté de l'amour. Comme c'est charmant une valse à quatre temps, c'est beaucoup moins dansant, c'est beaucoup moins dansant, mais tout aussi charmant qu'une valse à trois temps, une valse à quatre temps, une valse à 20 ans. C'est beaucoup plus troublant, c'est beaucoup plus troublant, mais beaucoup plus charmant qu'une valse à trois temps, une valse à 20 ans, une valse à 100 ans, une valse à 100 ans, une valse à 100 ans, à chaque carrefour dans Paris que l'amour rafraîchit au printemps. Carnivals and cotton candy, carousels and calliopes, crazy clowns chasing brass rings, soda pop and rock candy trees, merry-go-rounds quickly turning for you and me, and the whole world madly turning till you can see we're on a carousel, a crazy carousel, and now we go around, now we spin around, we're high above the ground and down again around, and up again around, so high above the ground we feel we gotta yell, we're on a carousel, a crazy carousel, we're on a Ferris wheel, a crazy Ferris wheel, oh we were in a wheel and suddenly we feel the stars begin to reel, and down again around, and up again around, and up again around, so high above the ground we feel we gotta yell, we're on a carousel, a crazy carousel, au troisième temps de la valse, nous valsons enfin tous les trois, au troisième temps de la valse, il y a toi, il y a l'amour et il y a moi, et Paris qui bat la mesure, Paris qui mesure notre émoi, et Paris qui bat la mesure, laisse enfin éclater sa joie. We're on a carousel, a crazy carousel, and now we go around, again we go around, now we spin around, we're high above the ground and down again around, and up again around, so high above the ground we feel we gotta yell, we're on a carousel, a crazy carousel, we're on a Ferris wheel, a crazy Ferris wheel, oh we were in a wheel and suddenly we feel the stars begin to reel, and down again around, and up again around, and up again around, so high above the ground we feel we gotta yell, we're on a carousel, a crazy carousel, la 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 la. Thank you. I love you, James.
Jay Marshall. She has been in residency at Pangea on Sundays for over a year. Last November, the New York Times wrote, Her instrument is, in a word, phenomenal. Her name, Carol Lipnick. She will be accompanied by Matt Canalos.
Hello, 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 hello. Is there anybody else here? Down, now, 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 to the bottom. Hello, low, 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 low. Is there anybody else here? It's cold. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm so lonely. Hello, low, 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 low. Is there anybody else Hello, won't you throw me down a lifeline? I'm so afraid of darkness, and down here it's just like are all around me, me. Hello, low, 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 will you please send down a lifeline? Down, now, 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 now. And there isn't any hope for me, unless this dream, which seems so real, is just a fire. Matt Cabellos.
Carol Lipnick.
Thank you. Thank you, James Gavin. Now it is my deep pleasure to introduce one of my favorite artists. Let's go back with Poor Baby Bree and Franklin Bruno. Let's go back to a time long ago, maybe a simpler time, maybe a time for playing with dolls and being told stories, or maybe a time you watched an old movie on the late show.
Once there was a girl who loved a man with all the strength of her soul. And she loved as only a generous and trusting and self-sacrificing girl can love. And loving so, in the end, she gave to him all that any woman can give the man she loves. This thing has happened millions of times in this world of ours. It is not new, and it will never be old. But not long afterward, the girl found that she was to become a mother and begged the man to go away with her and make her his wife. But did he? Would he? No. Then by her own mother and father, she was denied the privilege of tolerance and was cast off to find her way in the world. And she found it all right. It was the easy way. And soon, one grim night, leaning against her usual lamppost, she met a man with more than the ordinary devilment on his mind, big-time badger operation. Oh, where temptation will lead a wavering soul. And in a while there would be the baby to provide for. Well, that while passed, like many more after it, and the little mother was caught in a web sticky with lawlessness and loathsome characters. She wanted out for baby's sake. But what hungry spider lets go of a nice fat fly? I'm leaving, I tell you. I'm leaving. I've had enough of this racket. I won't stand for it, see? A poke in the jaw and a threat to the child hushed Mama as usual. But every beast is prey to another. Open up, police, the dread voice cried. Mama was leaving now, and oh, where she was headed. But there was something else which made her much more unhappy. What was it? The orphan's matron waiting down at the station house. Yes, Mama would be obliged to surrender her dear little baby girl. And Mama knew that she must become a stranger to the child, for she could never allow her dear baby to gaze upon her Mama from behind a partition on visiting days, and to know the emptiness and the shame of having a common criminal for a mother. Besides, prison is a lousy place, and good little children who go to visit lose all the roses from their cheeks. Baby would become a ward of the state and live at the orphan asylum. The state would do all it could to comfort the poor baby and take great care of such a little girl. But there's nothing in all the world quite like a dear loving mother, is there? Mama said goodbye to her little pal. Poor little pal. She was crying because her dear mama looked unhappy. She wanted mama to stay and play and said, Mama, don't go away. Mama must go on a long trip. Be a dear good girl, darling, while mommy's away. The poor woman could say no more for the sobs which came up in her throat. Baby lisped out in her baby language, Mama, don't cry. Mama, don't go away. Baby, stop tears. Baby, be a good girl. But time was growing short. The policeman made it clear. What could Mama do but clutch baby to her heart and then sing a final prayer for her little pal? Little pal, when Mama goes away, promise you'll be good from day to day. Do as Mother says and never sin. Be the girl your mother might have been. Mama didn't have an easy start, so here is the wish that's in my heart. What I couldn't be, little pal, I want you to be, little pal. I'll put my faith and my hopes all in you to do all the things that your ma couldn't do. I'll pray every night, little pal, that you turn out right, little pal. If someday you should be on a new mama's knee, don't forget about me, little pal. Everything I couldn't be, I want you to be, little pal. Won't you? Huh? I'm putting all my faith and all my hopes in you to do all the things that your ma couldn't do, baby. Do all the things that your ma could never do. I'm gonna get down on my knees and pray every night that you turn out all right. And if someday you should be on a new mama's knee, don't forget about me, little pal.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Poor Baby Bree. Our next guest has one of the most beautiful soprano voices ever to grace a stage, a Broadway stage no less. Her last cabaret show, Cafe Society, just played a sold-out run at 54 Below. Here with us tonight is the fabulous Christine Andreas.
Thank you. Well, you know, James, when I saw that I was singing between Poor Baby Bree and Penny Arcade, I knew this would be a most interesting night, but I really wasn't quite prepared to be called a whore by Tammy Faye. However, shake it off. However, and when you hear this next song, it's like, well, we're just going to another world, but okay. So I when I came into rehearsal, I thought this morning was time to remember when and where, and of course I didn't remember exactly
where and when we met. 1989, and the ballroom, and I was doing my very first ever cabaret act, and James was in the audience. But what slipped my mind was that he met my Aunt Mary. And my mom was one of 10 girls, and one of my favorite aunts was Aunt Mary, and they became like pen pals for years after, which I never knew. Did she ever begin a letter with like, "How's your old straw hat?" That was so Aunt Mary. Anyway, so that was sweet to remember, and Jim and I realized we've lived many lifetimes since 1989. I can barely remember almost who I was then, but you were a lovely part of that phase. And so Jim asked me to sing this song. Now, would you please tell me why? He said to me this was one of Lena Horne's favorite songs? Really? And when you hear it, you'll be kind of surprised. So that's it? It was just one of... She recorded it, though, too, I read. She did, right? Was it her last album? Close to it, right? Yeah, I was trying to find that, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, so this is one of Lena's favorite songs, written by Kurt Weill, lyrics by Ira Gershwin. My ship has sails that are made of silk. The decks are trimmed with gold, and of jam and spice there's a paradise in the hold. My ship's aglow with a million pearls, and rubies fill each bin. The sun sits high in a sapphire sky when my ship comes in. I can wait the years till it appears one fine day, one spring. But the pearls and such, they won't mean much if there's missing just one thing. I do not care if that day arrives. That dream need never be. If the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true love to me. If the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true love to me. I can wait the years till it appears one fine day, one spring. But the pearls and such, they won't mean much if there's missing just one thing. I do not care if that day arrives. That dream need never be. If the ship I sing doesn't also bring my own true
Russ Patterson, and John Doe.
And that was Christine Andreas. In the 1990s, she toured the world with her one-woman show, Bitch, Dyke, Fagga, Whore. She's just back from a triumphant month tour of Australia. Please welcome downtown legend, Penny Arcade.
3 months. 3 months.
shit. Because I use drugs. You know drugs? Crack, cocaine, heroin. Uh-huh. My name is Girl. I met this boy, and he surrendered me. I ain't got high for 3 days except for my methadone. You don't have the right thing to go with my fitness. You know why? Because I exercise myself. I do bodybuilding. Only my bodybuilding is like this. And sometimes like this. And when I can't get enough, I do it like this. All the way around. You see what I'm saying? You want to help me out with 50 cents or a buck? I could get lunch with a buck. In a while, like Monday, I'll be all right.
Thank you. Love you, Jim.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Penny Arcade. She is at Joe's Pub this Friday and Saturday to launch her new CD, Shelter from the Storm, Songs of Hope for Troubled Times. Here, straight from London, is Barb Younger.
Thank you very much indeed. It speaks volumes that every act you've seen on this stage tonight is a friend of Jim's. That's the thing that I want to say about Jim. Everybody you've seen tonight, everybody you will see, is his friend. And that's everything we need to know. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Must a man walk down before they call him a man? And how many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And how many times must a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? And how many deaths will it
That was Barb Younger. Our last, but certainly not least, performer has been a beloved member of the cabaret world for over 40 years and a part of the Metropolitan Room family for the last 9. Her latest CD, It's Personal, was just released. Let's give a warm welcome to baby Jane Dexter.
Obviously, I am. Hi, honey. Okay. I have no speech. I just want to tell you that Jim, is this loud enough? Because I can't hear myself. Jim asked me to do this song in particular for the closing of the evening. And he feels very strongly about all the performers who performed in honor of him tonight and those who didn't, who would have been here if we had a longer show, God forbid. And what he feels about all of you in this room. A little slower. Like, John, I haven't been with you in years. More than the greatest love the world has known. This is the love I give to you alone. More than the simple words I try to say. I only live to love you more each day. More than you'll ever know. My arms long to hold you so. My life will be in your keeping.
time. So far beyond forever, you will be mine. I know I've never loved before, and my heart is very sure no one else could love you. No one loves you
Baby Jane Dexterly. I'm going to have her stay up here because we're going to get everybody back up in a few minutes. Wow, what a show, huh? That's it? I want to hear like 10 decibels. What a show, huh? Wow. I want to thank all of the chanteuses tonight. Did I say correctly, JP?
Pretty good, yes.
Chanteuses who have generally given their time to celebrate a wonderful human being, Mr. James Gavin. I want to thank Mr. Ross Patterson for doing a fabulous job tonight. Mr. John Burr on the bass. JP, sound and lighting. Rachel on the video. My wonderful staff. And I'd like to ask James, if you don't mind, joining us up here on stage. Right this way, James. Okay. And I got to call up the chairman of my board, the lovely and talented Joanne Firshpan. By the way, not to take away from this evening, but every night this is your night for Joanne. Right here, honey. Wow. James, you want to grab that?
Yes.
James, you're a dear friend of all of us, and we always think of you in admiration and terrific and amazing, incredible appreciation. You are one of the few in a breed of true champions on this earth, and on behalf of the entertainment industry and the cabaret and showbiz community in New York City, please accept this beautiful gift in recognition of your significant contributions, your support of other artists, and the generosity you've given over the years. Thank you.
Bernie offered me the chance to say a couple of words. He said you don't have to, but I do have a couple of things to say, as a matter of fact. Yes. I want to read you a text that I received from one of my best friends. A wonderful painter in San Francisco named James Jarrett. He's my age, more or less. He wrote to me the other day, JG, wow, very excited about your tribute. So deserved. I'm glad it's happening while you're still alive. Well, I thought about that remark quite a bit, actually. You know, I have been doing this full time for 25 years. My first book came out in 1991, and I often wonder how I have made it from that point to this point, because I always feel like I'm just getting started with each new project, that everything I've done up until the current moment has only prepared me for whatever it is that I'm trying to do next. And having been on this tightrope for so long, the key to survival for me is don't look backward and don't look down. And yet tonight has forced me to look from side to side, and I see the people that I have surrounded myself with, the people who have stuck around in my life, in some cases for a very long time. And I just marvel at the people in my life, not only the people that have been on this stage tonight, but so many of you in this room here. Women's voices gave me my life, starting from the time that I was 5 years old. And I discovered my parents' copy of Patti Page's The Tennessee Waltz. I was 5, and I connected so deeply with this sad, sad song about a young woman who got dumped at a country dance. And there's something about that record that resonates with me still. I just find women's voices so deeply expressive and open-hearted. And tonight I got to gather 12 of those women here who all agreed to do this for me. Wasn't easy in all cases, but here they all were. And I think about the paths that these women have taken. I know a lot about all of their lives. And no, it's true. They have had, man, do they have stories. And have they taken their lumps to do the courageous things that you saw them doing on this stage tonight. For years and years and decades that went into creating these performances, and all these very different voices that have strong and brave things to say. And thanks to Bernie and Joanne, I got to gather 12 of them and present them to you here. And I hope you made some nice discoveries tonight of people that you might not have otherwise known. Not only that, but there are also a couple of guys up here besides Bernie. And one of them I met when I met approximately baby Jane Dexter back in 1991, and that's Ross Patterson, who dazzles me with his ability to play in every style, to work with girl singers, which ain't easy. John Burr knows that. And to make them all feel like they've met their match. I love the way Ross Patterson plays, and I'm so honored that you were here, Ross, tonight. And as for this guy, back when in the 90s when I was researching my biography of Chet Baker, I met him because he had done beautiful work with Chet Baker. And he shared the story of his story with Chet with me, and I've loved the way he played ever since, and I think even more of him as a guy. Thank you for being up here, John Burr. And then there's this place, which is just a warm blanket to me ever since I first set foot in the Metropolitan room. Every time I walk through the door, I feel like I'm with family. And I think a lot of the people who play here feel that way as well. It's just so cozy and warm and purple and pink. And like a basket of Easter eggs. That's how I feel when I take a look at this stage. And I cannot thank Bernie enough for having chosen me. Of all the people you could have chosen to be up here on this night, thank you so much for having me. And my wacky assortment of dames. And finally, of all the things in New York City that all of you could have been doing on a Tuesday night, you came here. And I thank you so very much, all of you. Now, normally the late show on a Tuesday night here would be the great Annie Ross. But Annie is indisposed for a couple of weeks, and Annie has been indisposed a lot in her life, and she has far outused her 9 lives, and she's up to 90 of them, and still she bounces back. She'll be back here in a couple of weeks, but meanwhile, we will all be sticking around. So please come and say hello, and please know how very much, it just occurred to me, Dixie Carter is someone that I would have asked to be here tonight if she'd still been around. One of my special girls. And Dixie used to close every show by telling you how very much I have enjoyed your company this evening. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming tonight. I'd like to call the performers back on stage. We'll do some pictures together. Thank you all so much for coming. Have a good night. Get home safe. Good night.